Hello and welcome children. This is Poonam Chaudhary and I'm here with the second term syllabus, that is the video edition for Act 3 Scene 3 of The Merchant of Venice. You will be attending virtual classes. This is for your facilitation so that you can understand the scene properly. Let's begin. I have given you the summary of the scene. It is as follows. This is a brief scene, children. The scene portrays the miserable situation of Antonio and Shylock's delight at seeing his enemy helpless. Antonio's terrible plight comes to the forefront. Antonio has been allowed to go out of the jail for some time in the supervision of the jailer. On noticing this, Shylock reprimands the jailer and accuses him of favoritism. All appeals and pleas of Antonio are derided by Shylock. He appears to be cruel and relentless. Salerno tries to comfort Antonio. Antonio realizes that there is no use of appealing to Shylock for mercy. Salerno, on the other hand, hopes for some mercy from the Duke. But Antonio informs him that the Duke is compelled to pass an impartial judgment according to the strict laws of Venice. The welfare and prosperity of Venice was dependent on international trade. And if the laws were violated and justice denied, Venice could lose its freedom, trade and prosperity. Antonio now is hopeless and accepts his impending death. He hopes and wishes for the arrival of his closest friend Bassanio to bid him a last farewell. This is what happens in the scene. Now, what is the significance of the scene? The scene prepares the audience for the trial scene as Antonio is trapped and his end seems near. People are ready that now the trial scene is about to arrive soon. The time gap is filled by this scene because Bassanio leaves Belmont after receiving Antonio's letter, and his leaving and his arrival to Venice. This time gap is filled by this scene. The scene focuses on the intense bond of friendship between Antonio and Bassanio. And the scene presents the contrast between the characters of Antonio and Shylock, which is very, very clear in this scene. It is one of the important aspects of the scene, of the characterization. Antonio and Shylock contrasted. Now, if you will look at the characterization, Antonio, the noble merchant, is in a miserable condition. He pleads for mercy to Shylock many times in vain. Antonio is hopeless and evokes our pity. He accepts his inevitable fate, which is death. Antonio knows that the Duke cannot help him as the laws of Venice are strict and cannot hamper trade and commerce. His only hope is to meet Bassanio before his death. Antonio becomes a symbol of loyalty and true friendship. He is unusually calm and composed even under his adverse predicament. These are the qualities of Antonio here as the character. Then you have Shylock. Shylock's true nature is revealed here. He is cruel, callous, unmerciful, hard-hearted and adamant. He is elated by the miserable predicament of Antonio. He wishes for the death and destruction of Antonio. He has trapped Antonio legally and has left no stone unturned towards his ruin. He is happy because his ancient grudge against Antonio can be avenged. So this is Shylock's character. You also have Salerno, who tries to comfort Antonio. Now here is a solved extract, children, just to let you know what kind of questions are there and how you need to answer them. I've taken the extract. You can see it. Shylock, gaoler, look to him. Tell not me of mercy. This is the fool that lent out money gratis. Gaoler, look to him. Antonio, hear me yet, good Shylock. So Antonio keeps pleading and Shylock is adamant. The questions that I have created for you is as follows. What will Shylock have without fail? What should Antonio beware of? Why? 3 questions, 3 points. What will Shylock have without fail? Shylock will have his bond. What should Antonio beware of? His fangs. Why does he say this? Because Antonio had called him a dog earlier. 3 points, 3 marks. Next, you have question 2. What will Shylock not be made into for Christian intercessors? Other than shaking his head and relenting, what will Shylock not do? What will Shylock not be made into for Christian intercessors? A soft and dull-eyed fool. Other than shaking his head and relenting, what will Shylock not do? He will not sigh and yield. So 3 points, 3 marks. Next question, question number 3. What name does Salarino call Shylock after he denies mercy to Antonio? He calls him, what does he call him? What did Antonio not follow Shylock with anymore? When many appeal to him, what has Antonio delivered them from? See children, to answer these kind of questions, you have to be very, very thorough with the text. So what does he call him? He calls him an impenetrable cur. What will Antonio not follow Shylock with anymore? Bootless prayers. When many people appealed to Antonio, what did Antonio deliver them from? From 4 features. That's the reason why Shylock hates him. Then, question number 4. What can the Duke not deny? Who are referred to as strangers? What do the strangers have in Venice? Now, what can the Duke not deny? He cannot deny the course of law. Who are referred to as strangers? The foreigners who carry on trade and commerce in Venice. What do strangers have in Venice? They have commodity or rights which cannot be denied. Okay, children? So what can the Duke not deny? The course of law. Who are referred to as strangers? Foreigners. What do strangers have in Venice? Commodity or rights. So 3 points, 3 marks. Then we come to the last question. The last question, as you know, always has 4 marks. Now the questions are as follows. What will happen if the rights of the foreigners are denied? What does the trade and profit of the city consist of? What have the griefs and losses done to Antonio? First part, what will happen if the rights of the foreigners are denied? It will much impeach the state. There will be accusations against the freedom of the state. The freedom of the state can be hampered. Then, what does the trade and profit of the city consist of? It consists of all nations, people from all nations. What have the griefs and losses done to Antonio? It has baited him. It means he has lost a lot of weight. And so he shall hardly have a pound of flesh left on his body to spare for Shylock. So this is how you will attempt, children. Now the second term has begun, children, and now you are used to the online classes. So keep studying well, be healthy, do not go out, and do the needful to keep yourself safe and healthy. Thank you, children.